Mostafa Kanjou and his family are Syrian refugees who moved to California in September to find their own version of the American dream.
I love California. It's a beautiful place, it has great weather all year round, and it has beautiful nature.
But despite the SoCal climate, the family misses their hometown of Homs, Syria.
Homs is a very beautiful city. Its population is diverse. Everyone has a great sense of humor. They're nice people. They love to laugh, and they all love each other.
The Kanjous had a comfortable life before the war started in Syria. Mostafa and his 4 brothers worked together in their family's bakery and furniture showroom. But the war soon reached the city of Homs and the Kanjou family.
I joined my first protest about a month after the people took to the streets. We went to the protest several times before the army started shooting at the crowds, civilians.
Syrian government forces later visited Mostafa's home and arrested him in front of his wife and mother.
My wife, mother, and them started crying and begging the guards to let me go. They were saying, "For God's sake, let him go. He didn't do anything. He didn't say anything. Please." My daughter Alma was only 2 months old, and Maze was 2.5. In prison, they beat me, they cursed me, and they tortured me. They starved us for 2 or 3 days at a time.
After 45 days in prison, Mostafa was released. That was when he decided to leave Syria with his wife and children.
We couldn't stay in Homs any longer out of fear for our lives and the lives of our children. I have 2 little girls and a young wife. We decided to go to Damascus at first. We stayed there for a month, then we went to Jordan.
Once he was settled, they joined him and began rebuilding their lives in Amman. Then his daughter, Maze, developed a liver condition that requires a transplant. Partly because of that condition, the family was offered asylum in the United States.
We were glad we came here, because that meant we could treat our daughter Maze. She has a liver condition similar to diabetes.
Finalizing the complex asylum process took months, but eventually the Kanjou family was approved. And with mixed emotions, Mostafa traveled with his wife and daughters from Amman to Los Angeles.
Words can't describe the way I felt. I couldn't believe I was finally in America. I was happy we had a chance to improve our lives, to give our children a better future. And at the same time, we were a little sad, because that also meant we were going to be very far from our country.
With the support of international aid organizations and the U.S. government, the Kanjous were temporarily sheltered in the American Inn Hotel in Claremont, California.
In the beginning, it was hard. It was a difficult time. We first stayed at a hotel for 5 weeks and we couldn't find a home. Rent is very expensive, especially in this area, but the community helped us. The community from the mosque, they helped me search for homes until we found this house. There's also another guy who helped me find a job.
Eventually, the Kanjous found an apartment. The local community and neighbors donated all the furniture they needed. Mostafa started working in construction, and his wife Hayam began taking classes. They are making friends with other Syrian families living in the area. What's this?
A chair.
My daughter Maze is in school now. She's having a hard time understanding the language and her teachers. My wife is also struggling to communicate with teachers for the same reason. They try to give her feedback about Maze when she goes to pick her up, but she is finding it difficult to understand what they say.
As she adjusts to her new school, Mostafa's daughter Maze also has an appointment booked at Children's Hospital to move forward with the treatment for her liver condition. But not everything is easy in the Kanjou's new life. When things feel too tough, the Kanjous take the time to call back to Jordan for a little cheering up. That's because other family members who also fled Syria now live there. I visited the Kanjou family in Amman and brought gifts that Mostafa and his family sent from America. His brother Mulham had fond memories of a sibling who now lives on the other side of the globe.
He used to get ready in front of the mirror before going out with friends, and I would copy him by combing my hair and fixing it with gel. I used to always hang out with him.
Mulham works illegally in a bakery in Amman. Every penny he brings back goes to supporting his parents and sister who are living with him.
In Jordan, I have to live on a day-to-day basis. I can't think ahead because it's hard for me to have my own house. My salary is 400 to 500 dinars, and rent is 250 dinars. What I earn barely covers my living expenses. For a bachelor, it's hard to get married for this very reason.
Mulham wishes he could join his brother in California, but their father, Ahmed, has numerous health conditions and is unable to work.
There, I might have a chance at a better life and a brighter future. I can establish myself by having my own house and my own business. I would have loved to leave with my brother, but it was better for me to stay with my father.
Despite missing his son, Ahmed Kanjou understands why Mostafa had to leave.
The only reason my son left is for his daughter's sake, because she's sick. His hope is to find the right treatment for her in America. 90% of his decision was his daughter's treatment. Otherwise, he was working here and doing well. He really hopes that she gets the treatment she needs in America, and God willing, she will be cured.
He talks to his granddaughters on Skype whenever he can and remembers them fondly.
Every time I put Maze to bed, she would tell me she wanted to sleep in the middle, between her grandmother and me. I would tell her I would keep her in my heart if I could. Her grandmother would say that she wants to put her on her head, and Maze would say, "You want to put me on your head, but I want to keep you in my heart."
The Kanjous are touched by the generosity shown to Mostafa and his family by the American people.
He's finding help and support he needs in America. There are people there taking good care of him. For example, they are helping him learn how to drive. They got him furniture for his house, and they're about to get him a car. He's happy, thank God.
But it doesn't take away the pain of separation.
The thing I miss the most about Mostafa is his presence. He's fun, and he's a great person to be around. Since I can't remember, I've never felt like he was my older brother. He always treated me more like a friend, like we were both the same age. He's also a kind person and has a good heart. I miss everything about him.
As the war in Syria continues, each brother bides his time, doing the best that he can for his family. Reporting from Amman, Jordan, and Pomona, California, this is Neha Wadekar.